All right, so we live. Now, this where we at. We're having another episode of Prison Talk. You know what I mean? This is not to brag, glorify, none of that. It's just to let everybody know as far as that prison ain't no joke. The streets is real. These people is not playing. They will snatch your life from up under you for your mistakes. You know what I mean? It might not be what you expect. Because me, myself, I said, man, if I get knocked, what could they give me? 5 years? I'm moving slick. I'm unique. I'm smooth. You know what I mean? I thought I had all the answers. You know what I mean? I just knew I was moving too smooth. Can't give me no more than 5 years. You know what I mean? Next thing I know, they got me in their courtroom and they said life with no parole. And a matter of fact, they said, take this other 20 years to run with it. You know what I mean? And, so if you do the 20 years and you're done with that, then you can begin the life sentence unique. That's how they sentenced me, so you understand. Life with no parole means you die in prison. Only way you leave is what they call in a pine box. So this program is to try and prevent the youth from going there, going near there, and even going off the porch into the streets, instead to get them to go into the classroom, because nobody told us, you understand, when we was younger. And we probably wouldn't have listened anyway, because I know I wasn't ready to listen back then. Just keeping it 100 where I'm at. But I got my man Stacks City TV up here. You know, got my man Keenan Hudson. I got the real Baby Bob TV, 144's finest. You know what I mean? And of course, I got my big brother Hassan. You know what I mean? So let me bring everybody up one at a time. I just want to let y'all know that this program is to prevent the youth from going in the wrong direction. We want to get them in the schools and behind the desks, man. You know what I mean? We don't need to get them on the block playing lookout. You know what I mean? We don't need to do none of that. You know what I mean? So let me bring up my youngest brother, one of the youngest ones here. Come on up, big brother. Here go Keenan. Introduce yourself.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Keenan Hudson, man, from out Philly, man. I usually go by the name King I Am, but a lot of people know me as Biggs, too. Nonetheless, I was introduced to the show, by Brother Haas. I'm here to share a lot about the youth. I know I've been in their shoes. I did almost 15 years at one point. You know what I'm saying? But I made it out, was able to transition. I'm here to share a lot, the do's and the don'ts. You know what I'm saying? What to be prepared for when you're playing with that game.
There you go. All right. So, let's bring up Big Stack City, man. This is my man. I did an interview for my man on his joint. You know what I mean? Called me out the blue. I ain't even had no question for it. Cause like I said, if I can help a brother elevate, we going to help him elevate, because that's what we here for. So it ain't no, he a YouTuber, I don't want to help him. No, he a YouTuber, so I definitely want to help him. You know what I mean? So that we could corner this joint. All right, let's get the big brother up here, man. Big Stacks, where you at, baby boy?
How you doing? I'm King Skull from Stack City TV.
Can't see you, big bro.
You can't see me?
It's a blank screen. Okay, there you go, right there. I got you.
Okay, I'm King Skull from Stack City TV. Listen, man, I'm here to try to give as much game and wisdom to the youth that's coming up in the inner cities. Like I came up, I was up in Scranton, Pennsylvania. I got locked up. I did 7 years, and I'm here to just tell my story and help somebody. Like Mr. Unique said, man, if we could just help one person today, I can sleep tomorrow.
All right. Let's bring Big Haas up. Unmute your mic, big bro.
Good evening, everybody. It's Big Haas on, and just like everyone else on the panel said, we're here to support the youth. We're here to speak the language to the youth, and we help bring some healing to our community, because that's what we need right now. We need some understanding in our community, you know what I'm saying, so we can connect with you. So we got to speak their language and come to them as them. So you know what I'm saying, so we can get some understanding.
Okay, all right. So let's bring the other brother up. Come on, let's go.
Peace. Big Bob. Salute to all you guys. I heard all you guys, all my brothers, speak, and we all come from the same background, seems like. I'm just happy to be here. My name Big Bob. I'm from Uptown, Bronx, Harlem. I did over 13 years in jail. I've been to Spofford, New York City, located in the Bronx. I've been to Rikers Island. I've been in state prison. I've been in federal prison. I just did 5 in Maine. I've been home 4 years. I got a bachelor's degree in psychology. I was one of them kids, young men at the time, was looking up to brothers like Unique, and the Rich Porters and the Kev Chows and the you know what I mean, and these guys that was names was big. So I'm here to be a voice, to speak for my spirit, not always from right or wrong. I'm looking for answers too. So a lot I'm gonna speak from my pain, from my intelligence, from different places. But I know we could all help each other, man. And you know what I mean? And something I picked up on, we always say we talking to the youth. And something I want to implicate is we got to go to 2nd and 3rd grade, because that's what a lot of other people. And I got that from another brother that was on YouTube, man. And we'll talk about that later. But my brother Haas, thank you for introducing me to Keenan, to City, Stack City TV, to the legend, to the Honorable, to the Welcome Home, Big Unique, you know. And me and Haas was in college together. That's why I met Haas at, man. You know, right. So right. I mean, bless y'all, man. I get into a little bit more later, man. I'm just happy to be here, man. You know.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna begin, man, by asking, what do y'all think we can do to communicate and connect with the youth to help them, you know what I mean, to get a better understanding and move forward?
Listen to them. We need to listen to the youth. It's time to listen to them, to understand what the images that, how they digest the images that we've shown them. You know what I mean? Because the youth got their own language, they got their own way about doing things. And although they borrow things from us, they moving on their own wave and their own plane. So we need to listen to them to try to understand, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Where their minds is at, where their hearts is at, and and give them some direction. You know what I mean? Because they're not going to be young long. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing they don't understand. That they only young for a minute, and they're going to be old forever. You follow what I'm saying? So what happens is that, you know, that's the message we got to be able to communicate with them and listen to them.
All right. Introduce yourself, Big Ron. We brought you up a little late because we had a little difficulty.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Well, I'm North Philly. I'm in the building.
All right. So we got Philly up here today to give us some wisdom from another geographical location other than just NYC, because we all in the same crap. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right.
We're all in the same crap, man.
That's right.
Trying to figure our way out. You know what I'm saying? Let's get with this question on the screen. Someone said, what are you all doing individually in your lives to redirect some of this negative behavior that's being demonstrated? Okay, not to be smart, but what are you doing? You know what I mean? Someone asked, what are you doing? A lot of y'all. Okay. All right. This don't apply to him because there's a part 2 to this question, but I'm not saying to you per se that said this, because he has a part 2 to this. But a lot of people like to ask, what are you doing? What are you doing? No, what are you doing? You know what I mean? You have the same capabilities of me and even more. I just come out of jail after 26 years. So you're supposed to be doing a hell of a lot more than what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people like to ask, oh, y'all doing this, but what this, but what, you got all these complaints. You know what I mean? Join us. You're welcome to join us. You know what I mean? You're welcome to join us. Just so everybody know what time it is, man. We're not into all that. You know what I mean? So let's go back to the beginning of the question. So I read it from the top, and we're gonna speak on this, gentleman. He said, what are you all doing individually in your lives to redirect some of this negative behaviors that's being demonstrated? And the part 2 of it was, what can we do collectively to help them? Now that's what I'm talking about. Now that's a positive question, because he's asking us to put us to the test. Then he's saying, invite me in. And that's the point that I'm making. Don't criticize me for what I do or how I do it. You know what I mean? Do it yourself or join me. You're more than welcome to join me. You know what I mean? So let me hear what y'all got to say about that question. Who's going to speak first? Keenan? Go ahead.
Yeah, so for the most part, you know, like me, I've been home like a little 4 years now. You know what I'm saying? So I went away when I was about 15. So coming out to this world, And it's taking a little time to adjust because of the technology situation. So for the most part, I'm actually just now getting around to the point of really giving back. Even though I spoke on a lot of panels, I've been in different little cities and stuff like that and speaking to a lot of youth. But however, pouring back, giving that word, it is good, but it's not enough. You know, it's more so like House was saying, we have to listen to them, engage with them more and more. So for the most part, what I've been doing, I've been, you know, recently forming like a nonprofit organization, you know, eventually expanding, trying to do some like recreational work, which they done away with some time ago. You know, used to have POW centers, you know, different outlets. I actually do music also. So I was thinking about opening up like some different musical outlets, because that's a good way that is geared towards the youth also. Even though I go to different places, different like little colleges and stuff like that, and say certain things, but sometimes it's not reaching the right youth in a way, I should say. You know, people that's in college and stuff like that, it's cool. They're really safe in a way, but it's the ones that's out in the street corners every day that's looking up to the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? It's the ones we really have to hit the most. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, as far as us, you know, recollecting as a team, you know, I believe it was a good thing that, like, you know, me, Brother Hassan, you know, bring this on, even though, you know, both cities, you know, coming together, you know what I'm saying, for a common purpose. That's what's going to make that impact. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to be on the geographical side. Oh, well, from here, nah. We are on the same boat. We was all, you know what I'm saying?
There you go.
The same predicament. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, what can we do? Like you said, collectively build just like this. So when people see this, you know, we'll know that, okay, we can build some type of way. We can start, you know, exchanging ideas and thoughts. You know what I mean? But like you pose a good question. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You know, because like I said, I lost a lot of time in my life. Going away at 15 years old. Come on, 15. Then coming back after almost 15 years, technology and all this stuff.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So that's a lot to say. You know what I mean? But I'm making it.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to hold the floor.
Amen. Amen. We commend you too for that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the Facebook user, I'm gonna let you come right now, baby Bob. The Facebook user just made a good point. She said, she said she was glad I said that when I challenged whoever as far as what they're doing. Because that's the issue that I've seen. I only been out here 7 months. You understand what I'm saying? Since 1993. They had me in a time capsule. Let's keep it 100. So I'm looking at everything with a fresh pair of eyes, man. And what I see is everybody is questioning everybody and putting everybody else on the front instead of holding themselves accountable. There's nothing greater than a mirror. Look in it.
Exactly.
All the answers you want to elevate, to succeed is in the mirror. You got to get it out of you. But first, you got to stop feeling like you got to judge the next person, hold the next person accountable. Judge and hold yourself accountable. Because I can't judge or hold anyone else accountable for nothing, because no one owed me nothing. You understand what I'm saying? But my damn self. And that's that. Now I'm going to read this and let Baby Bob get his thing going. She said, glad you said that, because I want to give her kudos because she's doing her thing. All right? I'm a retired correction officer. I give my time. I'm in the schools and group homes talking to these kids directly. I send books to the prisons, especially the prisons I worked in. I apologize if my question offended you, but please know I'm on your side, big bro. Oh, and I'm a woman. Young lady, trust me, I didn't take it personal. You know what I mean? My skin tough. It had to be to deal with these people. I had life with no parole. I want y'all to understand that. That means I'm supposed to die in prison. You understand what I'm saying? And I didn't have to go, you know, backwards to get out. You understand? Instead, what I did was educate myself and got out. I'm a prime example of that. I said that in this order. You understand what I'm saying? You can go in one way and come out worse, the same, or you can come out unique. You know what I mean? And you know, move like you ain't never missed a step, because you patiently waited for God to open the doors and give you your turn, such as I did. And I don't get no kudos for that. I broke the law. I served my time, and I used my time wisely. You know what I mean? Go ahead, baby Bob. My bag.
Oh, peace, guys. You know,
Peace.
I was before I said what I said. Keenan, you did 15 and came home. You just did 15 from 15 years old.
Yeah, almost 15 years, but I went in at 15. Yeah,
And you just coming home.
I've been home 3.5, 4 years now.
Wow, welcome home. Welcome home.
Thank you.
I'd like to
Go,
talk to
big
you
bro.
again. Now, back to the
Amen.
question. As far as what we can do, like me, I'm learning. I'm learning as I go. I'm 41. I'll be 42, God willing. Like, I used to blame society. Society this, rap music this, that, and the third. Household. We're all of age. We're men. If we have kids or not, we got nieces, nephews. We're responsible. We from a village and a community, right? We have to lead by example. Far as me, I had to check myself with the music. Sometimes we emulating the youngins as grown men. So they like, damn, the girls like it, the young people like it, and the old heads like it, because we old heads to them. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. But it's the household. You know what I mean? Being men. You know what I mean? We might have did women, you know, the wrong way. Women might have did us the wrong way. We did boy things. We men now. Through all our mistakes, we gotta take accountability. So I say the household. That's how we, you know what I mean? We collectively. Then we step into the schools. We go with the steps. We go into the streets, of course. We go into all these different environments. But it's the self accountability and not blaming. I'm not blaming Haas. I'm not blaming Stack. I'm not blaming Ron. I'm not blaming King. We got to be like, yo, we got some BS with us too. You know what I'm saying? So now I can address the BS. We can only address people like us. You know what I'm saying? If we not like each other, there's no reason to really communicate. So the lives we're changing is brothers that went through our same walk of life. So we're living proof. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's just being honest with self and collectively what we can do is do what we're doing. Do what we're doing in our household, our community, you know what I mean, our work, etc. You know what I mean? Legalizing things and having this communication far as inside out. Because our mind states be different in prison. Then we come home, we forget, we get caught up, we start, you know what I mean? So it's like still what we doing now, we got to get them brothers in jail because they spirit different. We get back out here, we start worrying about shell toe Adidas to Amiris. You know what I'm saying?
The Joneses.
To Shorty from down the block, to Shorty that got the new, we start getting distracted. You know what I mean? So it's more of just, this is daily. You know what I mean? Whatever we doing, like we can't get mad at our old selves for what we didn't know. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So like me, it's more of getting me right. I was messed up. You know, I've been in and out since '93, and that's then. Welcome back, OG. And
Thank you.
Unique said he went in '93. I started going in at 93, 13, 14 years old, going to Spofford. Couldn't wait to go to Rikers Island. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what, you know what I mean? So we was lost. So we are the people who can save the people that can be condemned. 15 years old, almost 15 years, 26 years in. You know what I mean? Haas, you know what I'm saying? The thing, all we've been through, Stack. So it's like, it's just, as we all say, we got the common sense. We just got to apply it. That's all.
You know?
Exactly.
And that's where I'm at. Bonnie Morgan, what's really going on is we just trying to uplift the youth. We ain't trying to bother nobody. You know what I mean? We just trying to, you know, we just some black men trying to, you know, get back to our community, you know, a way that we feel might help. You know what I mean? You might not like it, but we're not trying to disrespect you. We're hoping to maybe save, you know, your family member. Go ahead, Big Hon.
Well, you know, back to the original question in terms about what are we doing as individuals? As individuals, what I've dedicated my life, you know what I mean, to understanding and learning and helping my people. That's what I'm doing as an individual. Collectively, you know, I speak with all my comrades, and collectively, I'm an example of them, bring them together so we can network. Because that's what we need. We need to cooperate together. We need cooperation amongst each other so that we can get the things accomplished in our neighborhoods that we need. You know, there's these things called think tanks. We need to create think tanks. You know what I mean? So we start collectively understanding the problems in our community so we can address them before they get out of hand. That's what we have to do. You know what I mean? And just like my man Bard said, you know what I'm saying? I went back to school, got a bachelor's degree, we got a master's degree, and I worked in the field for 9 years. You know, I worked in the field in social service. But I understood social service. I was effective in social service. Why? Because I remember when I was the problem. And a lot of things, the problem with the youth is that they're angry. They're angry that they're here. You know what I mean? They're angry that the situation's got them here. So we want to understand, like Bob said, it's the home. We got to understand that the relationships that we have between men and women spawn children. And these children have looked at these relationships and wonder, you know what I'm saying, why did you bring me here? Especially in this messed up world. You know what I mean? So a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, we start understanding your youth. You bash out, reaching out because you want attention, because no one's giving you attention. But what happens is the burden is on you. You know what I mean? You bear the burden because your mother and father, or they might not be coming through to see you. You got to bear the burden. So all the labels come on you. All the stigmatisms come on you. The state number comes on you. You follow what I'm saying? Although you know what I'm saying, as a child, you're angry at your surroundings. You understand? So we have to understand that our children are angry. You know what I mean? And we have to start understanding why we have to create opportunities for them so we cease them from being angry. Because they become angriest when they realize that there's no money around for them. You know what I mean? They become angriest when they realize that there's no opportunities for them. You know what I mean? Because angry when they realize that we teaching them how to go beg for a job. You know what I mean? So what happens is that, and they want to be men. You know what I mean? So we have to understand, you know what I'm saying, the mindset. You know what I mean? Because what happens is that, you know, we got to get in the hallways. Before you saw me on the internet, everybody knows you see me in the hallways. You see me in the staircases. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I was out in Philly. You know what I'm saying? I've been in all these places. You know what I'm saying? And I walk it how I talk it. So what happens is the problem when we send our people to social services, you know what I'm saying? Often the social services aren't effective enough to reach the people in the manner which they need to be reached. So what happens is that, you know what I'm saying? What are we doing? We have to live this way in our personal life and our professional lives. That's what we have to do. We have to reach out, touch these kids, and listen to them in our personal and professional, and be examples, and start showing them that men and women know how to get along. So, because men and women relationships become mothers and fathers. You know what I mean? And stop applauding sleeping with people's baby mothers. You know what I mean? Because that is a culture, it's destroying our culture.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. What's up, Stat? Scope.
Well, me personally, what I was doing, I was working for juvenile detention center, and I was trying to get back to the youth and start little programs in there. I started out as a YF. That's at the bottom of the totem pole. Then I became a CA, and then I had the potential to become a supervisor because I couldn't become a supervisor because I didn't have credentials as far as the associates and stuff like that. But what I was doing was I was coming up with programs, like music programs. So I know the kids like to rap. So what I would do is I would have a writing session where they write something that makes sense. You know what I mean? And I do stuff like we just do stuff like role play, like we act certain scenarios out and stuff like that. And I'll try to explain to them like how Mr. Unique said to me earlier today. Like 5 minutes, 2-3 minutes cost you 10, 15 years in jail. You know what I mean? So that's what I was doing. And I think I'm to find out that the system is rigged and it's not really trying to, you know what I mean? Like they understand because I come from where they come from. Like the Philly kids, I had the New York kids, the Jersey kids, the Baltimore kids. They understood me because I'm like them. I dress like them. You know what I'm saying? My slang is like them, but my mental is a little different. And I was just trying to think outside the box. You know what I mean? Because everything is like selling drugs, using drugs, busting guns and whatnot. And me personally, I was just trying to change the perspective in life.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was trying to do.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Kim Roper got a question. All right. I have worked for Mercy First Foster Care. What is the statement? All right. I have worked for Mercy First Foster Care Agency 7 years, 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, group homes and campus facility until the state cut funding for children programs. I also worked for NYS Adult Hazard Duty Behavior Adults with Behaviors. Then lastly, I worked at Pilgrim State Mental Hospital on Ward 502 Hazard Duty. She put a lot of time in. You can help my crazy butt. I might need to be on your couch. You know what I mean? All right. Question. Do y'all feel like the youth have to go through prison to be corrected? Go ahead, Zach.
No.
And why?
It's like the older people in my neighborhood used to say. They used to always tell me, "You gonna have to bump your head to realize life ain't a game." And that's what happened. When I locked up 7 years to realize, yo, this is not for me. You know what I mean? When I first got locked up, I was 18 years old. I was in Dallas Penitentiary in Pennsylvania, and they had us taking showers. They had like 50, 60 men in a shower. I'm like, yo, this ain't me, man. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I can't do it. Like, this is not me. I can't settle for this. You know what I mean? I was busting tables for $18, $20 a month. So that was like
a day.
But see, that's what I was talking to him about earlier. So I'm gonna say it here on this platform. I know a brother that he sat there. He did 13 years off of 15 years. 13 years, and he did 10 of those years working in the kitchen, where he went to work from 3 o'clock in the morning, but really about 5 o'clock in the morning, right after 5 o'clock count. But they woke him up at 3:30 every morning. But he went to work from 5 a.m. every morning to 7 o'clock at night, 7 days a week for 10 years. For $18 a month. $18 a month. He worked from 5 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock at night. 7 days a week for $18 a month. You know what I mean? And he worked in the dish room, washing pots and so on. Never wanted to become a cook or do nothing else, because he figured in the dish room he could steal the food that people don't eat and mix it around and bring it back and sell it for some stamps so he could play a ticket at night. You know what I mean? Because that's all he wanted to do was play a ticket. So now he did 10 years working for $18. He goes home and he comes back in less than 90 days. I'm like, damn, dog, what you doing back? What happened? You know what I mean? He said, man, I had to go rob a bank. I said, why you rob a bank? He was only 90 days. You didn't even give it a chance out there. He said, man, I ain't even do all that. I said, what happened? You know what I mean? He said, man, they want me to work at McDonald's, man. I'm not working for no minimum wage. But I look like working minimum wage. Go ahead, Stack.
And I used to stress to the youth too, right? Because I used to think the same way, like as far as like I need money, I gotta go get it. But when I realized money you could get legit, it's just like the drug game. The real life is like the drug game. You know what I mean? I used to tell the kids like all the time, you want to sell weed, you buy a pound, how much? Be like $2,000, right? I said you save up to get $2,000. You could go to the auction and buy a $1,500 car, $500 in it, and sell it for $4,000. So I used to always like give little game like that because I see it work for people on the streets. Like my friend, that's how he came home. He came home and bought a Pontiac. He bought a Pontiac. He flipped that, bought 2 cars at the auction. Flipped that, bought 3 cars. Flipped that, bought 6 cars. And now he got 2 car lots, and he got a damn near a mansion. He's in a mansion.
All right. Go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, so with that being said, right, like that advice is great, right? So how do you break it down to somebody, right, that went away so early, right, never had no experience with the world whatsoever, had little experience, but how does he grasp that concept of even how to pay a bill, how to maintain a bank account, let alone even know how to buy a car? How does that register do that juvenile mind that was set on pause?
All right, listen, big bro. When I went to jail in 1993, I couldn't read or write, man. You know what I mean? Everybody laugh because I tell the tale, which is true, that I learned how to read a triple beam scale before I learned my ABCs. When I went to DC, my brother had to write down the alphabets in 2 columns for me, from A to like L or M, and then from the rest over there. Because down there, they don't have numbers on the street. They go by letters. I didn't know my alphabet, so I didn't know my left from my right. I didn't know my south from my east and my north from my west.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get to the bag. You know what I mean? So I had to come up with a method to move around without knowing how to read. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why my brother wrote it down. I know if I'm riding up the street and I'm on F Street and I'm trying to get to K Street and I look at that paper and I see it goes this way in the alphabet and I look up at the street sign and I see D done turned to J, I say, okay, I'm almost there. You know what I mean? But I had to check the paper to find out. But I say that, I'll let you go, Stack. I say that to say that I came up with a method to make, my ignorance, you know what I mean, serve to continue to move in this world. You understand what I'm saying? So you saying that you went in as a juvenile at 15. I didn't even have a 15-year-old education when I went in. You understand what I'm saying? But if you want to make it happen, you understand what I'm saying? You're going to create a way to make it happen.
That's true.
Right.
If you want to make it happen, you're going to create a way to make it happen because that's what the mind is.
Absolutely.
The mind is God, man. That's God-like. God gave us this.
Absolutely.
And the will and the heart.
Amen.
Right.
Absolutely.
You apply it.
Right. Amen.
You understand what I'm saying? I used to tell everybody when I was in the prison, man, I ain't worried about nothing. I'm going home. And I'm smiling and saying, I'm smiling. I said, boy, you need crazy as hell, man. Keys, he must have been sniffing. He think he going home one day. And I laughed at him. Hey, man, get up out of here, man. I'll be in Harlem in a minute, baby. And they laughing and say, man, you need crazy. And here I am in Harlem, baby.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's basically why
speaking into existence. He spoke it into existence.
And that's
Isaiah 55:11.
And that's what I was getting at, because I believe like everybody is capable. Because like Mr. Unique said, he was 15 years old, 16 years old, making 6 figures. So our mind, we are capable of doing it. It's just that we gotta want to learn. Like if you interested, whatever you was interested at 15, you was doing. You know what I mean? Whatever I was interested at 15, I was doing. Like I was interested in trying to be in the streets, sell drugs. So I was learning how to bag it up. So that was my interest. So with that being said, whatever you really want, you could do it. And I believe that. You know what I mean? Because when I was in the streets, my goal was to get to a brick. I got to a brick, then I'm like, damn, what's my next goal? You know what I mean? There's no way out. You know what I mean? So I started giving myself better and better goals for myself. You know what I mean? I was setting better goals for myself. And to me, that keep me on the right track of setting goals.
Yeah. No, definitely. Let me bring the homie Rob in. Hey, Ron, hold up first. Hey, Ron, you ready, Ron? Can you turn some light on, babe? Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
I'm
in the
you're in the car.
I'm in the Uber right now. I'm on my way to the studio, so I'm still logged in, but I can't really control the light right this second.
In the studio, you can come in, all right?
Hold on real quick. Hold on, son.
All right, homie? All right, but you can stay there and listen. I'm going to pull it off so we can bring my man. Hey, Rob Report, introduce yourself, big bro.
What's happening, everybody, man? Rob, DC by way of the Bronx. And it's just a blessing to see the homie home and just spreading his knowledge and positivity and trying to get these young folks on the right track, man. I'm here for you to support you and whatever else the people need.
Thank you, family. Let's get with this question on here. Facebook user said, I hear many speak of knowledge of self. Based off of what you all see locally and online, do y'all feel like the youth have a good example of what knowledge of self really means? Someone like to go first? Baby Bob. Unmute your mic, family.
I hear many speak of knowledge of self based off what you all see locally online. Do y'all feel like the youth have good example of what knowledge of self really means? I mean, that's a New York thing, that knowledge of self and 5%. That's not globally, and that's not around the world. That was an era, that's a time, and it's still here. So I understand what you're saying about knowledge of self. And as far as online, we have a lot of characters and a lot of jokers online. We have a lot of knowledge online also. But we can't look for rappers for knowledge. We can't look all the time online on Instagram, social media for knowledge. Knowledge is on the books. Knowledge is with your mother and father, your guidance, and the people that have been telling you right or wrong from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, and we know right from wrong. Now we have a mental problem. That's something we're gonna deal with. Emotional problems. That's something we're gonna deal with. In our society, we have an economic problem when it comes to Black Americans, Brown Americans, Latino Americans, the poverty, social classes, economic classes. This is systematic. So knowledge, we know we have the light. You have a lot of knowledge. So you have a choice. You can't go on an ignorant YouTube channel and get mad. You have the choice to follow what you want to follow.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Now, if you're young is synonymous to ignorant. If you're young, then you have an excuse. If you're a fool, you have an excuse. But if you have common sense, we got to start being common. Now, knowledge itself is a journey. We're gonna die and still know nothing. So our actions is what we going off of. So men like us, we made mistakes. So we have a lot of examples. We made mistakes verbally, mentally, physically. So we have aged and we know we can help. So knowledge of self is a continuous journey. We all might have different beliefs in God. We may have beliefs, many different beliefs. But if it's snowing, I can help you shovel. If I don't have to curse at you, I don't have to harm you. So when you talk about knowledge, that's infinite. You know what I mean? And knowledge comes with action. Knowledge comes with pardon, sorry. Knowledge comes with emotional integrity. You know what I mean? If I'm upset with my brother, I ain't got to shoot him. So we got to learn what we do with our anger. You know what I mean? So let's deal with current events for a second. The brother that asked the question, or sister that asked the question. Current events say that we can be great, but at our worst, we the worst. At our best, we the best. So we have gun violence that's been around as the social media has magnified it. You know what I mean? We have anger problems. We have a poverty problem. We have racism. So we're living proof. So we got Philly and New York here, right? Shout out to the whole world. You know what I mean? We on Big Unique Show. So coming from Philly and New York, we come from rough urban cities, systematic poverty. So knowledge of self is listening and applying to the elders that's telling you good, that's showing you good. People, places, and things. I did 13 years in. I started going in at 13. I'll be 42 God willing this year. I'm a 79. I'm born in 1979, Harlem Hospital. My uncles was in the game. My parents are both born in Harlem. I never seen them together. They died. So knowledge itself, where did I get knowledge from? I got knowledge from what was around me. So as parents, we gotta be parents. We gotta be above our children. Stop following our children. We listening to all their music. We dressing like, I'm talking to myself. I'm talking for myself. I catch myself like, why I'm listening to this? Why I'm dressing like this? Why I'm thinking like this? And I have intelligence. So we have a gravity pull. So inside of that, because I don't want to be long-winded, knowledge itself is a continual journey of looking for a higher power of goodness and love, because we all have a different definition, you know, of what knowledge is and what we're supposed to do. But where we at, we got to make it happen. No matter if you smoke crack, if you a thief, if you a robber, you have a day to change. You know what I'm saying? So knowledge itself is continuing and keep doing this and keep asking questions and not being afraid to eliminate your past, to unlearn and relearn.
There you go. Knowledge itself, man. Knowledge is the know, right? Understand is understand. You know what I mean? And wisdom is wise words spoken. You understand what I'm saying? But now, wise words spoken supposed to move smooth like an ocean of water, and supposed to touch your ear and touch your heart and your soul if the words are put together right. You understand what I'm saying? If they put together right and righteous, it's gonna touch your soul. You know what I mean? They say, "Oh man, unique man, we can listen to you all day. We like the way you da da da." You know what I mean? That's because I'm speaking from my heart. You understand what I'm saying? Keisha Cole, love Keisha Cole. Mary J. Blige, love them. They sing from the heart. Nita Baker, all sing from the heart. Luther, from the heart. When you give it from your heart, you're giving your blessing. And you're going to touch someone. You understand what I'm saying? Don't let no one pull you away from that. You know what I mean? Stay on your positive path, in your positive path, and in your positive lane. And if anyone try to take you outside of that lane, push away from them. Because they're only going to push you down or hold you back. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to push forward, and you have to know yourself. That's what all knowledge of self is, just knowing yourself, knowing who you are, knowing how to love you, knowing how to understand you, knowing how to comprehend you. You understand? And knowing how to listen to you. You know what I mean? Your mind and your heart and your instincts and your desires is going to tell you when you're in danger, close to danger, near danger, or letting trash in.
Wow.
Listen to it.
That's right. That's
You know?
right. That's right. That's right.
You know? And that's where we at, man. You know, go ahead, Haas.
And that, to add on to that is that, you know, what it is that when we speak on the word knowledge itself, is how do we practice it? How do we exercise it? We exercise it because all our spiritual systems tell us that. All our spiritual systems tell us, the Bible says, take heed to thyself. The temples in Luxor says, man, know thyself. The Greeks copied it and said, man, know thyself. So the thing about it is you know thyself is to know that connection with the creator. You know what I'm saying? Once you understand that you're connected to the creator and you have a plan and a purpose on this earth, then you know in yourself. You know what I mean? That's how you know yourself, that you have a plan and a purpose here. But what happens is the reason why we don't understand ourselves and our plan and a purpose, because we're too busy trying to assimilate to what we think is a success. You know what I mean? And that's part of the mindset for being impoverished. You know what I'm saying? Being impoverished, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We so busy trying to loosen off these shackles, you know what I'm saying? Saying we latch on anything that we believe will give us success. And one of the problems with the reason with the young people about why they can't envision themselves, you know what I'm saying? It's the same reason with us. You know what I'm saying? When we were that age, you say they don't want me up in there. You know, when I talk to the young people, I used to help them get them jobs. I was able to get you this job. They don't want me up in here. But if you say they don't want me up in here, you done talk yourself out of it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And what happens is that, you know, what happens is that we dealing with lack of pride and lack of self-esteem. But the irony of it is that we're proud to walk into these penitentiaries. We proud to walk into these rough neighborhoods. We proud to carry the gun, but we not proud. We can't use that same sense of pride when we walk into these office buildings. We can't see, and that's what we need, that sense of pride, because we come from the proudest people in the world, and that's what we have to understand. Like John Henry Clark said, when the people don't know their culture, it's like a tree not knowing its roots, not having any roots. So what happens is that the reason why we behaving in this manner, because we don't know where we come from. We don't know our collective history the same way we don't know our family history. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is we have to strengthen that to build a self-esteem of ourselves and our young people. You know what I mean? Because that's what knowledge of self is, and understand that we are all connected in some way, form, or fashion. Just like we all be here. The Buddhists call it determinism. So God determined that we was all going to be here tonight. You know what I mean? So you know what I'm saying? And as the Christians say, as three or more gathered, let the Lord's name be praised. You follow what I'm saying? So what we doing, we here to uplift and edify. We go give them the tools, the young people the tools, because what happens is, you know, see, we once were the fools. So being we once were the fools, we can now give them the tools so they can use them. Because what happens is, you know what I'm saying, the whole setup is that, you know what I'm saying, so that you can't take part in American society. You know what I mean? The whole setup is that you can't take part of the benefits of American society. You know what I mean? So to make sure that you feel outside of society. But if you put your mind to it, you put some ingenuity to it, then you'll be able to benefit from the effects of American society. And this is what we need to express to them, that you can do it. You know what I mean? And this is why, brother, we need to bring this platform in here, because we have to express them they can do it. And no longer can we sit with when we send them to these programs and send them to the school, says, I made it, so you can make it too. You got to show somebody. The same way we can show somebody how to show use a gun. You know what I'm saying? We nurtured into the streets. That's the problem. We nurtured in the streets and we ostracized in the school. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is that we got to start making the schools, the very learning environment, a nurturing environment. And once we start making those schools a nurturing environment, then we'll start making our children want to be successful and want to lead there. But we put them in front of people that saying, you know what? It doesn't matter what you do. I'll still get paid for 40 minutes. You know what I mean? And that's the crime. And they taking the inspiration from our children. So we here tonight to put the inspiration back. And once we start inspiring, because what we seeing tonight, what we seeing in these streets is it's saddening. You know what I mean? It's even unspeakable, some of these things that we've seen on the internet in the past couple of days. But what part of the problem is that we keep promoting them. We keep showing them. We keep showing them. We keep showing them. So what happens is that to the kids, you know what I'm saying, they feel in their language, that gets a lot of views. So when they're acting out and they see them cameras come out, they're going to do more. So we got to understand, we got to stop feeding the poison. You know what I'm saying? We got to understand how their perspective, because everything comes from perspective. We have one perspective, we have another perspective, and we need intergenerational communication. All of us communicating so we can get out the situation.
Right.
Yeah, well said. Well said. You know what I mean? But that's all it is, man. We just got to really just tune in and know what we're doing and who we're dealing with. And who we're dealing with is ourselves. You know what I mean? Because everything starts from self. You know what I mean? Without self, it ain't nothing. Yo, Relentless Radio, you gotta send me your email where you want me to send the email to. You can DM it to me or whatever. All right. But yeah, but that's where we at, man. You know? Go ahead, Stack.
What also helped me was the book of Proverbs. Right?
Hold it down, Hans. I'm gonna take a break. All right.
All right, got you, baby. Got you.
Go ahead,
I like
Stack.
that, baby. Talk about the Proverbs.
The book of Proverbs helped me, like, as far as with wisdom. And so when I'm reading that book, it was this lady. She told me, she said, read Proverbs every day. Read a chapter. It's 31 chapters.
31, that's right.
But and then every day I was reading it, and it helped me to, like, I kept reading it every month. I just kept reading it for about a few years. I just kept reading. That's like one of my favorite books. And it helped me, like, you know, as far as like wisdom. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
What to do, what not to do, how to treat my neighbor, how to treat my brother. You know what I mean? Like, certain stuff I don't engage in because, like the big homie said, you got to know yourself. You know what I mean? So I know I got to temper. I know certain stuff I put in my head that I can't take as a man, so I won't engage in none of the stuff. So that book of Proverbs helped me to understand, like, yo, you know, I'm not going to engage with these people, but these people is doing something that is against my moral as a man. You know what I mean? And if I engage in that and something comes out of that, then it'll be my fault. You know what I mean? Whether I get hurt or I hurt somebody or I'm in jail, it'll be my fault. I got to take accountability for my actions because I know better. Because when you see stuff like the big homie said right there, like once you know, you know. You know what I mean? So, like,
right.
So that's what helped me though.
Yeah.
Who else like to play? Who else wants to speak next? Who want to add on?
No, I'm concurring with everything y'all saying. Everything is lining up.
We had a question up there, right? Something about the youth. But far as one of our biggest problems, what that say? Let's go with Jan. What's that?
I can't read it.
What would y'all say to the youth listening, thinking what you're talking about isn't possible for them? That's Gen S. Well, I mean, in life, we between two things, hope and despair. So the youth that don't think that, I would say, I love you. I would say, yes, you can. I would say, I was like you. I would say, there's other people like you. I would say, call someone. I would say, talk to your neighbor. I would say, don't be afraid, you know, to take a chance on life. You know what I mean? And when we come from as young men and young women, we run into a lot of economic problems. So that's like the center of our problems. Economic problems that make everything seem worse. So sometimes we gotta go speak out, you know, and as the men, let me talk to the young men for a second. A lot of times we don't know how to be men because a lot of us that have these problems, we didn't have a man there. So we don't have an example. The examples I had in my era, I'm 41 going on 42. Did I have positive role models? Yes. But where I'm from in the South Bronx and in Harlem, I had choices, but I wanted to be like the cool people. The cool people had on rope chains. They had fancy cars. You know, they had the women. They was into things that seemed interesting. So I went that way. So it's a choice that you have to make when you feel like things ain't possible. Yes, it's cool to have a 9 to 5. It's cool to have a 9 to 5. It's cool to want to have a career. It's cool not to want to be in the street. It's cool not to want to be a drug dealer. That's what's gangster. It's cool not to want to be in prison. So a lot of our problems is we want to be something we're not ready for. Sometimes we got to take the easy route when I say easy route, I'm talking about a job. And that's not the easy route as far as we know the integrity it takes. But I say stop trying to follow everybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
When you stay true to yourself, you even if you have to go through a hardship, you will get your blessings because it's for you. So you know what I mean? Yeah, okay.
Amen. Amen, Bob.
No
That's a
doubt.
fact.
No
Go
doubt.
ahead,
And I mean,
King.
yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt. Yeah. But yeah, like, and you're right, like you said. So sometimes the youth, in a way, has to understand that things are not going to come overnight. Like
That's
you
right.
said, they may have an ambition, they may have, a drive to start something, but they got to know it's just not going to just come to them. Like they see, people with the crazy cars, they got this, they got that. But my thing is, it's not going to come like me. I had to spend like 2 years and a half just understanding life, just understanding how to establish credit, understanding how to pay bills, understanding how to manage bank accounts, et cetera, et cetera. Those type of things, came gradually. You know what I'm saying? And had those things just be thrown at me, I wouldn't have knew how to handle all that. You see what I'm saying? So I had to learn in bits and increments. So for the most part, like you said, to the youth, y'all can do it. You can do it. You just got to put your mind to it and drive hard. Get around the cats that's going to push you to go farther, not the crabs and bastards that's going to pull you down. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I say, like you said, put your mind to it. You keep moving forward with it, and anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? You build your connections up. You start linking with people that's like-minded. Because like you say, going back to that Proverbs that he was speaking about, you know what I'm saying? When you walking in the council of, of the wrong people, that's what you're going to be. Bad company corrupts good morals. So it's all of who you putting yourself around, how much you love it, how much passion you have with it. But like you said, having that role model, somebody to push you, a guide. Like I said, I had to have like a guy, somebody to say, hey, this is how you do this. This is how you do that. But I had to listen.
Right.
If you're not willing to listen, if you can't take, criticism, you can't be a music artist. Don't be no rapper and you trying to get a producer to try to produce your record.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to listen because that it's not going to be. You can leave, or you can just waste your money in the studio. You either or. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be able to listen, man, and especially from the wise. You know what I'm saying? From the wise and the elderly. Because sometimes they don't know that. We once were in their shoes. You know what I mean? So, but I won't hold the floor.
But
No, good, brother.
no, but like you said, like ain't nothing wrong with having a job. Like, you know what I mean? And when you have that job, you can set goals for yourself at that job. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody just gonna come in unless you got the criteria to become a supervisor or a manager or whatever the case may be. But when you start a job, you typically start from the bottom and you work your way up.
Yeah.
Then, you know what I mean? So there's nothing wrong with having a job, you know what I mean? And set goals for yourself to setting financial goals for yourself other than that job. You know what I mean? So ain't nothing wrong with that.
One of the things I've noticed in our community is that we got to get under the layers. And one of the main things I saw when I worked in workforce development was that a lot of our brothers can barely read and they can barely write. And you know what I'm saying? And the writing part is, critical. Even if they can read, it's the writing part that really gets a blockage. Because when they start looking at their handwriting, it looks childlike. You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? This destroys their self-esteem. You know what I mean? So we got to understand, you know what I'm saying, the very mechanisms, you know what I'm saying, because we have to start helping them. So what I would do, I would go ahead of my job and I would give them the lines, to go along the lines, the things you did for first and second grade. You know what I mean? Just because, you know what I'm saying? But it's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about putting them on blast. It's the same way about, you know what I'm saying, understanding, you know what I'm saying? I know where you at. I know what it is to be confused and I understand something and get them there. Because a lot of time it's the ego. You know what I'm saying? A lot of time we deal with the ego, and the ego prevents us from being men. You know what I'm saying? The ego keeps us as little boys. You follow what I'm saying? Because what happens is that being a man is being responsible. You know what I mean? So what happens is when you start worrying about what everybody else is doing, what everybody else is saying, and how you look to them, you know what I'm saying? You haven't grown up yet. Because a man will walk the street with holes in his shoes to make sure his family got food. You know what I'm saying? A man won't eat, so his family will eat. You know what I'm saying? A man will sell newspapers, so he do what he got to do to take care of his family. You know what I mean? And these are the things of being a man. But our young people, they got caught up with Lamborghini dreams and Ferrari dreams, and you know what I'm saying? And exclusive at the beaches and things of that nature. You follow what I'm saying? So their whole perspective of being a man is about is being distorted. So we, you know what I'm saying? The reality of it is that you know what I'm saying, that you know what I'm saying, is you really gonna look like James from Good Times. You know what I mean? So you might as well hold it in the road. You follow what I'm saying? Because that's what it's really all about. Because when you have them kids, until we address the poverty issue in our community, you know what I'm saying? In all our communities, whether we in Philadelphia, because I was out there in Philly. And Philly is a rough looking town, baby. Philly like New York in '85. You follow what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Philly look like New York in 19.
Let's bring my brother up at Relentless Radio from Philly, being that you mentioned Philly. You know what I mean?
All right.
Unmute your mic, family. All right. Let me know if you did it right. Yeah, we can hear you.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, how everybody doing? My name is Omar.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm from Philadelphia, you know. I was just taking what y'all was saying, you know. Y'all was saying valid points on everything, man. Like y'all said, these young brothers, they have egos. They have a lot of egos, and it's hard to reach out to them. You can reach out one by one, man. One by one.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you gotta meet them. You gotta meet them where they at. I remember when I was out there on 17th and Erie. I was out there on 17th and Erie. You know what I mean? And I was with some young brothers, you know what I'm saying? And I met them where they at. I spoke the language, you know what I'm saying? And they accepted me. You know what I'm saying? They accepted me. Why? Because I ain't come preaching. I come understanding. You know what I'm saying? I came to listen.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying? And see what happens is that they got enough people tell them, yo, do it like this and do it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you walk away. You know what I mean? And I'm a product of the group homes. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? I'm a product of all them sisters from them to the correctional institutions. You know what I'm saying? And these streets. So you know what I'm saying? I understand this. So you gotta be part of the problem to know how to be part of the solution. You know what I mean? And like I said out there in Philadelphia, man, it's a rough town, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Bob. It's just like I'm sure you know. It's just like how we grew up. You know what I'm saying? It's just how we grew up. Graffiti everywhere. The only thing difference in Philly and New York is that you know there's a strong Islamic presence there. You follow what I'm saying? That's the only, you know what I'm saying? That's the only difference. You know what I'm saying? It's a super strong Islamic presence there. You follow what I'm saying? The Muslim culture. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it looks identical. You follow what I'm saying? Identical. So we gotta understand we got the same problem.
Yep.
All right. Hey, Big House. Let's deal with that question on the board. Everybody pay attention. Let's go with this right here. I want to hear your opinion. Do y'all feel that the music influences kids negatively? Right? Artists like Chief G, Pop Smoke, rest in peace, who openly talk about killing each other. Is that entertainment or a detriment? What's your opinions?
I feel it's got a big influence. Music got influence. Music and movies. Because when I was a kid,
Who started first?
you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
I feel like when I was a kid, I watch movies and listen to music. I used to imitate what I was listening to or watching. So I believe, it played a big part.
No, okay. So who
Who
else?
else? Anybody else want to answer?
Who next, man?
Keenan, what's up?
Anybody else want to answer?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I mean,
next. I think.
What?
Go ahead, Omar. Omar, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, all right. I think it's like 50-50. I think that's what they glamorizing. That's what they glorifying. Yeah, it's it's like 98% of that, man. Because these young boys don't have to do it either. Like I don't know. That's who. That's who they looking up to. I guess yeah. The answer yes. Yes.
All right.
Okay. And I believe
I think that's
what I think about the youth, me working with the youth, a lot of these parents don't have it all there. They not really guiding their kids in the right direction. They really leading them to the hellfire, my opinion. A lot of parents. You know what I'm saying? A lot of parents nowadays is let their kids curse, smoke, and do whatever they want to do because they don't want to them. They don't want to deal with it. They want somebody else to deal with it. So a lot of these kids really don't know what's going on or know how to act. So the music and the movies influence their behavior. That's my opinion.
That's true. Very good opinion. Next.
Right. Well, you know what? I just want to add on, you know, because to factualize everyone's opinion. You know what I mean? Because everything I said is a fact. Because a man named Aristotle, in his book called Politics of Aristotle, he said music has the ability. He said it's been proven that music has the ability to influence the soul. Now we talk about the BC days before the Common Era. So that's Aristotle. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know what I'm saying, that's from the trio, the philosophers, Aristotle, Socrates, and Plato. You follow what I'm saying? So what happens is that, you know what I'm saying, you know, and that's what Western culture is based off of. You know what I mean? So what happens is that we have to understand it, you know what I'm saying, so we can address it. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to, you know what I'm saying, what we say in our community, you don't know what I saw. You know what I mean? You don't know what I saw. You know what I'm saying? Also, because that's the ocular nerve. We have the 12 cranial nerves. The cranial nerves attached to the eyes and attached to the ear. You know what I'm saying? So our ear has a nerve to it as well. You understand what I'm saying? So what we hear also emit feelings. You know what I mean? So we have to understand that. We have to understand that images shape our reality. You know what I mean? So we have to understand that we have to start giving all we speaking about things that we saw, the things that we saw. Even, you know what I'm saying, as a young man, now you couple that things that you see with an attitude that you don't belong. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because the attitude, you know what I'm saying, we taught as children, we don't belong in the society. So what we do, we try to adapt to the society that we feel we belong to. Right. You know what I mean? And in the old days, when me and Baldwin was younger, you didn't just step out. You know what I'm saying? You was chosen to be pulled out. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you were young. You know what I mean? Because somebody said, yo, who your mother? You know what I mean? Because they didn't want no problems with your mother. You follow what I'm saying? But what happens is now we got a breeding ground taking out these kids, and just because he's young, black, and got an angry look on his face, we saying he a thug. No, he need a hug. You see what I'm saying? He's not a thug. He really need a hug. You follow what I'm saying? And one of the most important things is the key is the consistency. You know what I mean? Because we say one thing, young brother, be like this, right? But then on the other hand, we like F all these B's, F all these B's. You follow what I'm saying? So what happens is that's an oxymoron. That's a contradiction in nature. You follow what I'm saying? You got to walk it like I talk it. One of the things with the young brothers, they see with me, they say, yo, Mr. Hassan or Hassan Hars, whatever they call me, they say, Hassan, you know what? You still talking that same talk all these years later. And guess what, baby? It's not going to stop. You follow what I'm saying? Because it's the truth. It's from the heart. You follow what I'm saying? And we gotta walk it like a talker. We might have to have less. We might have to indulge in other things, to have less of other things. But the in the long term progress is immortality.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
When people getting a little deeper than that, when people fail to realize that Satan was the leader of the choir in heaven before he got thrown out of heaven.
That's right. That's right.
I don't know people's religion, but I was always taught that you know Satan was.
No, that's true. That's the truth, baby.
You know,
that's the truth. And anything is a duality. Anything has a duality.
And it's crazy how music will make you like. I could be in a good mood and I listen to a song and I could be sad. You know.
Yeah.
Go ahead, baby Bob.
Yeah, the music. For us, the question was, does music was it negative or does it have an influence?
Put the question back up there. I'm looking for that question, homie.
Yeah, it's dealing with negativity of music. I wait till you put up, but I remember part of it. You know, is music negative? All right.
Right here.
Do I feel music has a negative effect on kids? It can be, yes. You know, it's a negative and a positive. But does music have influence on the kids? Yes, it has influence on humans. So it has a bigger effect on kids. It's depending on what they're listening to. Because we're saying music. All music ain't negative. See, soon as we say music, we take our minds. We don't go to Luther. We don't go to Freddie.
Right.
We don't go to Lionel Richie. We going where your mind going. So as a youngin, yes, music influenced me when I was young. When I was young, for me to do something negative, I would have to be hyped up in a sense of before I made a conscious decision. Just wanting to be down or wanting to put in some work for longevity. As a kid, I listened to Mobb Deep. I listened to certain songs, Tupac, that had me hyped. Not in the sense I'm gonna go kill you, but it made me feel like this is the theme music for
endorphins.
So as we change through life, music changed. The 60s, we had what? Bebop. We had doo-wop. We had all the rhythm and blues. We had the disco. So we had hip hop with the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Then we went into a term where it became money. So now as our body, now let's go to the question quick fast, because we all know this part. Right now, the body is made up of 75% water. For us to hear, we have for us to hear, something has to vibrate. So in our body, that's why we dance. That's why we move. Infamous drum. That's global. That connects us. So rhythm and vibrations make us dance. Right? Now words make us think. Right? So now we combining music and a thought process. Two sounds, to radio. Created sound, not the natural drum and the beat of the feet and the body. So now they can raise the music. Like you got 60 HZs or whatever to make you feel things differently. It affects your emotions. So if I turn the music, all right, I'm speaking like this at a normal tone. If I start speaking fast up, automatically you're gonna try to hear what I'm saying. Your brain is going. So music speeding up is getting your attention. That is a scientific thing. So if a rapper like what's his name from Chicago, Busta Rhymes, right? Was a rapper. It's so fast that you pay attention. They say fast. We're not paying attention to the other tricks that's in music and in psychology, television, magazine, colors, etc. So we are affected by this negativity. We have a problem. Too many kids. We ain't gotta ask this question. Now, we're not gonna say no kids dying in the 80s and 90s. No kids dying now. We was the kids that was affected by this 80s. Now we're here. Some of us are alive to tell it. So if this is going on now, let's stop breaks, man. Let's take accountability. We have a problem, man. We have a problem that's insane.
Hey Bob. Hey Bob, log out and log back in. Your joint shutting off, man. Log out and log in, all right, homie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Log out and log back in. Okay, go ahead, Hoss.
Hey, but what he was saying, what he's saying is right. You know what I mean? And like, you know what I'm saying? That's why we have to have wholesome music. That's why we got music in church. You know what I mean? That's why, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because what happens is that vibration outside our bodies, you know what I'm saying? That's why, you know what I'm saying? The drum beat is a universal message. We used to send messages with the drum. You know what I'm saying? And also the drum beat is the base of all black music. Whether you in church, they playing the drum. Whether it was R&B music, playing the drum. Whether it was hip hop music, soul music, it was still playing the drum. You know what I'm saying? So this is the base of our music. You know what I'm saying? And that vibration wakes us up. So we got to understand that, you know what I'm saying? You litter that, you have the base vibration, and then you put negative connotations on top of it. Then you have our, then you have our people, you know what I'm saying, talking things into existence that, you know what I'm saying, that's going to ultimately affect them and hurt them. So, and then we wonder why so many of our rappers, you know what I'm saying, end up dying, because much of their lyrics, you know what I'm saying, speaks of negative things. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's a direct connection, but you know what I'm saying, we have to start looking, we have to start breaking down what's going on, because, you know what I'm saying, even our youth, you know what I'm saying, they speak this in their music, and they, you know what I'm saying, and they're going in the wrong direction. They're dying. They're not even getting the notoriety that these rappers is getting.
Yeah.
Good.
So yeah, like you said, Hassan, I didn't mean to cut you short. Like you said, with the music, yeah, can it have negative influence? Absolutely. But again, does all the rappers, that's rapping, do they live everything they live? No. But like nowadays, it's going to the people with the most creativity. So they're going to say whatever they're going to say to sell records. So of course, it's all up to the control of the parent who's allowing these kids, to listen to this music. And sometimes, especially teenagers not trying to hear nothing the child trying to say. So like you said, yeah, it is going to have the influence. And like you said, as far as the beat of the music, we all know where the foundation of it comes. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for the most part, that resignation, man, it does something. It stays still, even when most people go to studio, a lot of times they want to stimulate their mind, by smoking a little weed. But the thing is that music, like you say, that vibe, that drive you get, the adrenaline when you hear a good beat and you rocking with it, it just takes you somewhere. But like you said, it's going to take more than just a couple people for us to, to bestow, some type of influence over people so they won't listen to certain, not saying they can't listen to any type of music, but certain influence in music. They killing, like she said, the killing and all this and that and the third, then we killing each other, as brothers. You know what I'm saying? Say again. We killing each other, as brothers. It's like, we're how, I don't know, music just went somewhere else. Hip hop, not hip hop no more. Rap done changed,
I don't think that's what they're promoting. Like, that's what they promoting because hello?
Yeah. Yeah, you. We listening. We hear you.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep. All right. What I was saying was you just hit a valid point. Not to cut you off. It's like all the ones that's giving us that old feeling. They blackballing and pushing them out the way. They try to say they too old. They too this. They too that. And like they don't promote their music no more. They don't push their machine. They don't none of that no more. And that's what I've been paying attention to. But anybody that's talking about riding around the block, shoot this up, do this, they spend all their millions on it. They get locked up. And then they left. You already know. And it's us who they doing it to. Us, the minorities, blacks and Puerto Ricans.
The thing about it is that we holding the artists. We holding the artists accountable. But the thing about it is that the artist is not the one where the accountability lies. It's the record companies. You know what I mean? The record companies determine what the artists create. You know what I mean? What records are going to go on the albums. You know what I mean? So we can't, you know what I'm saying? What happens is the artists are trying to create records and, you know what I'm saying, that satisfy the needs of the record companies. You understand what I'm saying? So we cannot blame the artist specifically because the artists are just trying to eat. You know what I mean? They trying to make music. They're trying to express themselves. They're trying to express themselves artistically. You know what I mean? Then what happens is they trying to express themselves artistically in the confines of what the record companies want. You know what I mean? So what happens is that the fact that we have to hold these mega giants, you know what I'm saying? These mega giants, the record companies accountable. Excuse me? We say, good brother?
No, I was agreeing with what you were saying. I wasn't disagreeing. I was agreeing with what you were saying.
Oh no, I was just listening. I didn't hear.
No, I was agreeing with what you were saying.
Let him finish. Go ahead. I'll finish, Hoss.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to hold these record companies accountable. We have to hold all of these companies accountable that pay the checks to the people that promote degradation to our children. You know what I mean? That's what, because it's the check signers. It's the ones that give them the checks. You know what I'm saying? That said, create this type of content. You know what I mean? We have to create content that's wholesome to our children. And not to say that the artists don't want to create content that's wholesome to our children. Many of them do. But when the record companies execs say, make this kind of song, make that kind of song. You know what I mean? We had that kind of music. We had that kind of music with Mos Def in them. We had that kind of music with X-Clan, with Public Enemy. You know what I'm saying? We had that kind of music. But what happened was once the money came involved, we lost control of our music. You know what I mean? So you know what I'm saying? So what happens is that we got to understand we can't blame the artist. The artist is out here trying to get a dollar just like everyone else. But we have to understand that these machines, you know what I'm saying? That these machines that create, that promote these artists, that help fuel the dysfunction in our community. I mean, what we seeing on the television, I don't know if y'all seen it in Philly, but what we seen in New York in the past couple of weeks is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's literally heartbreaking. You know what I mean? And not to address them, specifically
Yeah,
at this
every
point in time,
day.
but it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And what we see, when we talk about exercising racism in our community, we have to start bringing
Every
love in
day.
our community. We have to start exercising love and respect, because our children, what happens is, part of the reason what the
Facts.
problem is this, right? When you raise a child in an environment, in the home, it's like Big Baby Bob said, in the home. And when the home, children are inquisitive. So when an inquisitive child asks the parent, what's this and what's that? And the parent can't answer the question. It retards the growth for the child. It retards the growth for the child, because now the child feels uncomfortable, because the child said, why you keep asking me questions? Why you keep asking me questions? You know what I'm saying? The child asks questions because by nature the child is inquisitive. But what happens is, when you stunt the growth of the child by stunting the growth, by stunting their inquisitive nature, what happens is that you stunting their mind. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to start attacking these very devices that was going on, because that's why we don't respect knowledge in our community. We don't respect knowledge in our community because as children, we're growing up to not to want to ask questions, not to respect knowledge when we ask questions. You know what I'm saying? And this is not Hassan's wisdom. This is the wisdom of Dr. Amos Wilson. Dr. Amos Wilson, who wrote
Here to
Developmental
ask questions.
Psychology of the Black Child.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I mean?
Check
So
out
we got to start breaking this down, baby.
check out the question on the screen.
Agree.
When y'all can read it, I can't see it.
It says,
Made a valid point.
unmute,
You made a valid
unmute yourself.
Thank you, brother.
So, who read me? So, in terms of a call to action as parents, should we be boycotting this kind of music, or is this an at-home problem? Is this really our culture? If it takes a village to raise a child, how do we approach this music that promotes our children killing each other for offenses that could be dealt with in any other way? Anybody want to address it? If not, I'll go.
Well, I'll let y'all take the floor. I just talk. You know what I mean? I just spoke.
Entrepreneurship.
I'll go. So it said, so the question says, in terms of because we just read it, but so I'm doing it in parts. So in terms of a call to action as parents, should we boycott this kind of music?
I heard you.
That's a parental choice. I mean, I would say yes. But how do you do it? Because let's be realistic, right? And what age are we talking about when we say kids, right? Does it say kids? Oh, well, I don't even say that. It says with parents. So your kid has a phone. A lot of children have phones at whatever age, very early age, before they teenage, 9, 10 years old, we have cell phone. We in that stage. So are we censoring the phone? Are we censoring who their friends are? Are we really asking what music you listening to and not listening to? That's something I did with my oldest son. My youngest son is more into technology. You don't know what these kids is. You have to really look at for signs. Besides physical signs, when in the music, you got to look into attitudes. I mean, you got to look into your kid. Boycotting the music. I mean, that's a deep question. But far as the music is particularly talking about, the drill music, man, we in a hell of a situation. You know what I mean? And we allowing too much. And anything you do in life, if you allow too much weakness, we doomed. And we're allowing this. We're allowing this music to just generate a voice bigger than what it is. Music is music, but it doesn't have to dominate. Music is now hip-hop artists that don't deserve it. Some deserve what's up, yo, you're doing the right thing. Majority, they not talking about nothing. But it's if the youth is following, is the youth. Certain men, we shouldn't be following this culture at this point. We need to do more education, more of do's and don'ts, and sticking our chest out and get out of here. You know what I mean? But the problem is economic. A lot of this thing, they rapping for money. People go to the street for money, killing for money. You know what I mean? That's consciously. Now, let's talk about unconsciously. That's different. But consciously, we doing these things. You know, so we having a problem. And we keep saying youth and kids, right? And that's a theme that we do, and I'm with it. But grown men, I'm 41. I got issues, man. I got issues that I carry for 30-something years since I came outside. I came outside before a teenager. So we need to heal. We can't heal these youngers if we don't heal the grown men.
That's a fact.
My name is Baby
That's
Bob.
a
I
fact.
took Baby Bob back because my father passed as Big Bob. So I do it but I know I'm a grown man. But we got so many issues where we allowing it, man. We allowing it. This is why we allowing this, and it's hurting us in so many ways. So boycott the music is going to be a topic. We're not the only people talking about this topic. This music, and it's not the music. Let me see my problem. The music can be a problem. It's how we elevate it, where we place it at. Who's these DJs? We can say the white man this and the white man that. We know who's the powers that be, but we control what's cool and not cool. So if we say, nah, sure, you don't listen to that, but we go to every club, all the drill music is on.
All right, look, man, look. I've been watching TikTok lately, man. Everybody and their mama got their little kids listen to all that whoop, drop it like it's hot and all that. Little kids dance like, oh, I'm talking about 3, 2, 18 months. You know what I mean? Little kids wobbling, they rocking, and they listen to all this profanity and, you know what I mean? Megan Thee Stallion. The little kids listen to it too, man, because they got them dancing to it on TikTok. You know what I mean? So it all begins with the parent, man. You know what I mean? If your parent is going to allow you to pump that into your head, you know what I mean? What do the parent expect you to be? But obviously, the parent can't see, you know, past the child because they really a child. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They really a child. They didn't get a chance to grow up. They laid down. Next thing you know, they got a life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They got to nurture and raise this life, and they don't know what the heck they doing. Look how many kids they got dancing on them joints.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, they got little kids, and they think it's cute. It's just the cutest thing.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that, you know, what happens is that when, you know, culture is a way of life. We have to understand what the word culture means. Culture is a way of life. And another thing is that pop culture, you know, the pop culture that we, you know what I'm saying, that most of us involved with, you know what I'm saying, if you understand the definition of pop culture, that's the culture of poor people. You know what I mean? So we have to understand that, you know what I'm saying, you know, we emulate in poverty, you know what I'm saying, in terms about the upper class, because, you know what I'm saying, in the upper class, you know, in the United States, we live in a class system. You know what I'm saying? Everything's designed in the class system. So we maneuver on a lower class system. So we come from poverty to come to the low class. You understand what I'm saying? And everything that they're indulging in, you know what I'm saying? We're drinking it, you know what I'm saying, without inspecting the juice. What's in this juice? What's in the ingredients? You know what I'm saying? Of what we're doing. And we can't, like we said, we can't hold the artists accountable. We have to hold the companies there, because it's not just the record execs. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just the music, it's the video games, it's a lot of different things. What happens is, you know what I'm saying? What happens is, another thing is that, you know, as parents, we have to be instrumental and influential inside the schools. You know what I mean? We have to be instrumental and influential inside the schools. You know what I'm saying? And so that's my man, Bigger Threat.
Yo.
That's my guy.
Hey.
All right. Salute. That's my favorite rapper right there.
What up?
All right. All right. You know what I mean? But that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's working towards a dollar. You follow what I'm saying? No matter what. So we just can't hold the artists accountable and say what's wrong with our community. You see? Because I remember that I come from an era where music didn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? We was out here getting money, shooting guns, whatever it is, and the music was in the background. You know what I mean? We weren't even interested in the artist. You know what I'm saying? We were just backing up to the beat and go back outside. He could cruise by on the Ave in the car and this, that, and other. So the music wasn't important. So we got to understand, where did the music become so influential on our youth? Because I come from an era where music didn't matter. You follow what I'm saying? We ain't care about this one and that one. You know what I'm saying? We ain't look at them as being superstars or gods or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting next to a millionaire. So why am I going over there and try to take this man hand when I'm sitting next to the money already? You follow what I'm saying? So that's we got to understand what changed.
All right. So fill Bigger in on where we at, huh?
Oh, well, we was just a big. We was talking about in terms about what's going on in the community, and in terms about is the music influencing and hurting the community, or is it the record executives, or is it the home? You know what I'm saying? What would you say? You know what I'm saying? And what are the problems in the community from your perspective? You know what I'm saying? Being that you on the streets and you know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, as far as the music, negativity win in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I could drop a song, right? I dropped a song called Black, right? With some positive black man shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody pay attention to it. I dropped bitch twerking off the side of her neck. Everybody clicking it.
Right.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying? If I want to pay the rent and the shit, I gotta make those.
Yeah,
exactly.
Hey, Big Threat, try not to curse, all right, big bro? Because YouTube.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
Salute,
All right.
Unique. I met you
All
wild
right.
years ago, big bro.
Huh?
I met you wild years ago, man. I used to work at a store called Dapper Dan's back in the days.
Oh, okay.
Remember the little fat kid Boomer?
Oh yeah, that's you.
Yeah, that's me, baby.
Hey,
get out of here.
That's my man.
That's a fact.
Hey, yo, Boom. Hey, yo, Boom. I ain't want to call you Boom on the air, my nigga.
Nah, I'm Boomer.
All right. I ain't want to call you on the air, baby.
Nah, I'm Boomer, man. Forever.
Hey, yo, word is boss.
Forever, all right?
Hey, that making me an outfit now coming home, joint. But I was thinking about you the other day because my little man, Big D, BGF Entertainment, used to be on 25th also. You know what I mean? So I'm in regular contact with him, and I was always thinking, whatever happened to the fat kid used to be out there?
Yeah, I'm still out here, baby. Behind the shadows, man.
Yeah, son. Salute. Good seeing you, man.
Yeah, I dropped a album this summer called Danny Boy. You should check out. It got that 80s feel.
But give me something.
Yo, listen.
No cursing in it. Let me hear a verse.
Nah,
hey, yo, you won't be disappointed. You won't be disappointed.
All right, well, let him go. Let me hear spit something. Go ahead, Big.
Oh, you want to hear me rhyme?
Yeah, give us 16 real quick.
She want to sip more on my living room floor, play PS4 with grease and me, no butter. Dig 'em out, rubber, no doubt. Harlem like Mace, but I don't go all out. Gotta meet me halfway. Kush in the haze. Free max tat. Show respect for the wave. You in the loop now, coop now, scoop down, get a little closer. Flutes on coasters, bottles on chills, models on pills. Today straight crushing, tomorrow going bill. Tell me what your interests are, who you scheme with, things that make you laugh. So rocking bubble baths at last. Got your undivided attention. All because she stay up in my mentions. Twit feed, FBs and IGs. Chain my status got the baddest saying, why me? Why not you though?
Hey, yo, I tell you, that's my favorite rapper, baby.
Yeah, be working, man. Trying to stay out of trouble.
Hey, yo, I love you, Boom, for real, baby.
I love you too, my G.
All right.
Straight up.
Hey, no, we're going to have to bring him back again because we got to tap it in. We've been here an hour and a half. I want to promote this, but not this week, the next week. Boom, you coming back?
Yes, sir. Anything for you, my G.
All right.
No, I was one of them little kids you sent to the store to get a Pepsi with $100 bill. I was one of them kids, man.
All right, you already know.
Tell me keep the change, you heard?
All right. Let me figure. I'm looking. I'm like, man, he look familiar, man.
Yeah, my face ain't changed. Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Same little boomer, man.
You ain't age a day, nigga.
Nah, man, I'm chilling, man.
You already know. So we're gonna tap out, man. But next time Friday night we got
1,000 salutes, man.
Salute.
Hold on, we're gonna let everybody tap out Friday night. We got our grown folks talk and go to Mecca Audio Models at Instagram. We got a new joint where we got the models up there. Go check the women out if the women want to put their pictures up there, suit them in. You know, we got to look good, nothing to make the page look bad. You already know. All right. So we're gonna do what we gotta do, man. But Boomer, definitely shoot your music. And no, we had our Mecca Audio promo at Instagram too, and at Twitter at our crew Mecca. You know, you'll see it when you get over there. Go to Mecca Audio Models. Everything is laid out over there in the post. All right. I want to give you a tap out there. I know you gotta go. Want to give you a shout out? Before
Yo, I want to give a shout out to my whole vacant lot staff, the whole Harlem. I want everybody to check out my album out right now called Danny Boy. If you don't know Dapper Dan, his original name was Danny Boy. I met him as Danny Boy. We built him up. You know what I'm saying? How we do? Shout out to Mecca Audio.
when he was gambling.
Yeah, man. Oh, man,
Guys.
them days was beautiful, man. Blew my mind, man. Shout out to all my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Behind the wall. You know, I got that. What you call that shit? I got my niggas on. My brothers on auto pay. What they call that? I got the app, man. Shout out to Bugs, free all my brothers.
Most definitely.
Keeping it like that, man.
Don't forget Charlie. Don't forget Charlie, baby.
Yeah, you know, free the bro Charlie Rambo. He be home.
That's right, baby. Charlie Rambo.
He be home real soon.
All
you
right.
know, I got this whole brand new studio waiting on him.
All right.
Just in the cut, man. Chilling. Sucker free.
We're gonna get through week after next. All right, boom.
Yeah, I'm gonna lay it out for you, OG.
Shout out. Hey, shout outs, bro.
Yeah, I'm out of here, man. You know what I mean? Yo, y'all little check me. I got something coming out on Valentine's Day on Gully. You know, in the part 3 of MU story. Check us on Smoke Champs. You know what I mean? That's the same joint with Noriega guy with J Champs. He's sponsoring that. That's my brothers is on there. Deuce, Ching, Bing, Young Willie, Mike Booth. And catch me, man. I'm trying to, you know, we gonna live. We gonna unlearn. We gonna be positive. Salute, Unique. Welcome home. Haas, I love y'all.
All right.
We're gonna keep doing it, man. See y'all soon.
All right.
Salute, Bob.
Salute.
All right.
All right. Yeah. All right, Haas. Before we go out, Susan Feinberg want me to read. There's a Jamaican brother serving life in state prison in Florida for murder. He's saving to get the Nigem law firm to take his final appeal. He's a little guy, and 2 guys jumped him at his child's birthday party. So once he got away, he shot one of them, self-defense, but they gave him murder. All right. So that's what it is. He was at his kid's birthday party. 2 dudes jumped him, and he got a joint and went back. You know what I mean?
You know,
now he's trying to put some money together to try and get his joint. I can't share his link up there, but Susan, you didn't even give me his name, so I don't even know his name to give him. You know what I mean? But we'll give it to him next time, you know, because you didn't give it to him. Or look on the page. We'll put the link up on the page. All right, gotta give you a shout out, Big Hoss.
Oh, well, you know what? I want to do something along the same lines. I want to give a shout out to my little comrade, Vaughn Campbell. You know what I'm saying? He's doing time in Attica right now for all the time. Something like the same situation, whereas 2 dudes accosted him. He beat them up, and now he got 18 years. You know what I mean? So, you know, I just want to give a shout out to my man Vaughn Campbell. Respect to all my people. Shout out to Bugs. I just want to thank everybody coming out this evening. You know what I'm saying, to support me. You know what I'm saying, support you. You know, and I just be thankful that, you know, hopefully we can find some solutions in our community, because what we've been seeing on the videos lately is tragic. You know what I mean? And we have to intervene immediately.
All right.
You know.
Well said. Well said. I just want to tell everybody thank you for showing up, for coming out, and hoping somebody got something or pass something on, or tell a friend to tell a friend. You know what I mean?
Amen.
We'll be back Friday with we hope we'll be back Friday. Yeah, I'll be back Friday. Oh man, we hope we be at Friday. I'm going on vacation, so we hope to be at Friday at 9 o'clock. You know what I mean, for our grown folks talk. But until then, for Mecca Audio Models, got a lot of information over there. A lot of beautiful women dancing, twerking, and all that. So ladies, you want to get your videos up there, your pictures up there, put it up there, and we got Crew Mecca. We got Mecca Audio promo at Instagram, where we promote our shirts. You see some of the merchandise and all that at Mecca Audio promo. All right, and Crew Mecca, and get the gear from Mecca Audio Urban Wear. A whole lot of Mecca this and Mecca that, man. You know what I mean?
All right.
All right. So I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Thanks for coming, Hassan. God bless you. All right.
Peace.
Sunday, we're gonna try and do the brunch Sunday. But like I said, I'm going on vacation. We're gonna see, you know, if I should be someplace stable by 11 on Sunday morning. All right.
Okay. All right. Yes, sir. All right.
All right. Family.
God bless. Peace and love, everyone. Good night, America.
All right.